Hey all, Mecha Hi. It is time for some more Horizon Zero Dawn and Little Gremlin Cats. I have both of them in here today. Twice the gremlins. For probably twice the steering malfunctions, although Temmie seems to be just happy flopping back there, so that's cute. Gizmo's somewhere under the desk. And we are here. We're still all the way down in this jungle. Let's see, up here somewhere is Sunfall. Home of some bad stuff. And we're just gonna go ahead and get on started. Because I know of two side quests, and then the main quest of getting under Sunfall. Because something's under there. Something related to Project Zero Dawn.
Hey.
File scratching post. Whoop. Cool. Really good job with the spotting me in. Well, I'm gonna be hitting the old trail. Ooh. Yeah, there we go. Tramplers. Broadheads. All sorts of bad stuff out here. This is a bad place to live. And yet, there are people living here. Oh, one of those, Oh yeah, it's one of those. I haven't done any of these.
The Mad King Duran's summer palace. A bulwark of Carja might against the howling Forbidden West.
Thanks for the history lesson.
But they have no idea what lies beneath. We will learn much from this Aloy.
That's what I'm hoping.
Haven't done any of these. The Banuk thingies. Little Banuk statues. Oop. Was one of the many open world collectibles. These little things that you will see eventually. They're cute little statues. And an upper body exercise. Whee. The bad place to fall off. Let's be perfectly honest.
Looks like one of those Banuk sculptures.
It's just some really good views, man. You can Hey, you see the spire from here. As you can see, we are dealing with my... well, could have gone better. Anyway. Turkey. That's a turkey. I don't think your average spear hunter does distance running and melee attacks to do spear hunting. But your average hunter is an Aloy. Let's finish riding our poor sun into Sunfall. Or at the very least, outer Sunfall. Because there's a side quest.
She's very pale. Is she unwell?
Yes. She's a fighter, but the fever on her won't lift. It only burns hotter. Her name is Shiana, my sister.
Isn't there anyone in Sunfall who can help?
We're refugees. We know our place. And there's only one healer in the territory. He's... difficult. His soul is in shadow.
His soul is in shadow.
Galiv.
He's an asshole.
He's very clever, but he has little care for people. Perhaps the desert scoured it all away. Perhaps he was always like that. Either way, I know he won't help us.
Well, I'll see about that. Where would I find him?
Last I heard, he was patching up soldiers at Blazon Arch. Another border battle. Keep the moon from your brow.
Alright. Well, let's go find this, Oh, hey. Go find this cheerful individual. Probably not a... Yeah, probably not a good thing when people refer to you as your soul is in shadow. I'm bugger off before that becomes a thing. Because that's going to become a thing. And with the music kicking up, it definitely became a thing. Wee. I just ride my...
Should dismount. I'll get enough strange looks as it is.
Yeah, but this time they can be for the fact that you literally command robots. Oh yeah, that's right. They probably are also looking for that. I'm always amused that you can go into some of the Shadow Karja towns.
Are you Galiv? The healer?
I had planned to spend the day gazing at the lands of my exile and feeling sorry for myself. but you're not from Sunfall, so this could be interesting.
I came from the tent city there. There's a sick girl. Her brother told me about you.
The answer is no.
What?
No, I can't spare the medicine, nor my time to administer it. My resources are already spread thin, thin as the soiled cloths I have to use for dressings.
Why won't you help?
Look at it from my perspective. What meager goods I can get must be smuggled in. That's expensive. The behemoth's share goes to the military. Of course, there are the demands of the Citadel. Helis's kestrels are so prone to sticky ends. What's left, that's for the nobles, who can pay well for my services.
Look at it from my perspective. A little girl is sick.
I think we are calling to each other across an ideological impasse.
What's stopping me from just making you do it?
I'd have to cause a situation. And you wouldn't harm the only healer disgraced enough to work for the Shadow Carja, would you?
Well, we've only just met, but yes, it's tempting.
And take it up with the Citadel. They decide who lives and dies. Nothing you can do would compare to my punishment if I use the last of my stock on a tent girl.
You're kind of an ass, healer.
There's no cure for a conscience, but in this line of work, I've built up an immunity to it. And yet, if you feel so strongly about this one girl, perhaps we can make a deal. My charity for a Thunderjaw heart.
That's not how charity works.
It is how deals work. You'd settle my debts. For a while.
Those parts aren't exactly easy to come by.
Yeah,
As it happens, a
You're underselling.
Thunderjaw prowls the Valley of Omens, north and west of here. I know it well because they expect me to put its victims back together. Runaways, mostly.
If I do this, it's not for you.
Oh, I'm not expecting you to do it at all. But I'll be heading back to the Citadel later.
yeah, I'm not expecting you to do it at all. I'm literally saying go hunt a giant laser T-Rex because I think you'll give up / die and leave me alone. But, this is Aloy. And it's just a laser T-Rex.
Every-
Yeah, this is just a laser T-Rex. It's not like we're going up against I don't know, a napalm bear or something. That's later. That's the DLC. Let's go in low and quiet. Don't want to get my face rocked on the way to it. If y'all want to go poking at that one, that's fine. I'm just gonna keep going this way.
These.
Curse man, I don't know when, but I had to update my stream schedule panel because it was saying that
Imagine me.
everything was starting at 9. That's not when it's starting. It starts at 8.
This has to be the place. The Thunderjaw shouldn't be hard to find. Just hope I see it before it sees me.
I mean, it's a mech. They're not exactly subtle. Oh, cool. There's also one of these. Now, the biggest question immediately is it the only thing in this valley? Looks like it. Ooh. Headshot. 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 Oh! Face stomp. Come on. What are you... Sometimes I do not get what triggers the thing to fall over and what has it just... flailing, because... I swear it's like sometimes you... Ugh. I do not care how many of these things I... Hey. Hey. Fall over. Ooh. Asshole. Yeah, that's good. I like the fact that it's just got its head stuck through that those two rocks. 2 hearts. Nice. That's weird. Bun. I gotta sell stuff at some point. All right. So yeah, we got dude's gat dang T-Rex heart. With only minor massive head trauma. What? Southern accent really just came out there, didn't it? Massive. You know what? Why am I walking? We're just bloop back. We got quests to do. We're here for quests, not walking. Oh my goodness. Days in a ball. Moved my camera, now I don't know where it's looking. Yep, okay, we're back.
I have your machine part. A deal's a deal. See to the girl, and it's yours.
On my oath. But tell me, if this girl survives, what do you suppose is her future?
It's better than not having a future at all.
What a charming notion. Come, let's be quick about this. Kindness doesn't keep well in the heat.
I know I shouldn't say this. I already miss seeing Uthid around Sunfall.
It's you. Hello again.
I've brought someone to see your sister.
How did you... What did we do to deserve... No, wait. I don't even want to ask, in case a shadow passes over and it's gone.
Smart boy.
She'll have his full attention, won't she?
Once I'm freed of other distractions, yes.
Ceasefire? The apostates started a war. Now they want us to sit on our hands?
They say the sun will provide, but when?
Thank you, again, for giving her a better chance.
What's she called?
Shiana.
I knew a Shiana once.
I thought I'd feel
She
this bad
sang
on
in a
such
tavern.
bright day.
How is your sister's singing voice?
She likes ball games. She wants to be a soldier.
That's a shame.
Just been faking it, can he?
Well, at least she's getting medical attention. And we're walking in the front door of the enemy base. And hopefully...
The lifespan of the ceasefire at, oh, let's be generous, a month?
Alright. Sell this extra Thunderjaw heart. Got a Behemoth heart. That thing. This stuff. But I need the Goose Rat Raccoon. Rabbit I don't need. I don't need this Watcher heart either. All that stuff. Sell that mod. Sell the worst of the coils.
Don't forget to stock up before you're on the road.
Never gonna have enough to get that danged. I have enough to get that dang Rattler. I want that Rattler.
The submarine. A proud tradition of Carja.
It's not like this in Meridian. At least, from the way.
Given time, I'm sure they'll miss it.
You're a pleasant ray of sunshine, Silence.
Now we get to see if your attack on their focus network was entirely successful.
What are you talking about? Did I crash the network or not?
In theory, all success. Welcome to the Citadel, Aloy. I'll check back with you in a moment. In the meantime, circulate.
Ping, circulate. Oh yeah, I could There's my my the look of the part. Yeah, I don't have that armor at the moment. But I can look a little bit less like...
She got sick, then died in the night. She was old, but it happened so fast. Blades for hire sneaking around.
Outlanders! If you want to hear about today's bounties, head for the throne room. You're not going to make any shards by standing out here. Some filthy, mercenary bottom feeders.
I'll take the shards, even if it means having to listen to Bahamut.
I hear the Shadow Carja are looking for one of their own. Should pay well.
I trust you can at least pretend to respect your betters.
No. Talk to Silence, see how well that's been working out.
By the glory of the sun revealed. Behold, radiant Edaman, the one true Sun King, the light in shadow, whose will is light and whose light is law.
I command Lucius Bahavas to speak in my behalf.
By the will of radiant Edaman does the sun glare down mercilessly upon the traitor Uthid. To the hunter who brings his head to us shall go a bounty of 500 shards.
More prisoners than royalty, don't you think? Love your hair.
Ah, we got this.
You and I need to chat, little huntress. The green tent down in Shadowside. I'll be waiting.
Kind of busy.
No, you're not.
We both know you're no killer for hire. Uthid is innocent. So come see me while there's still time to save him.
So, The way in I spoke of is right behind you.
You've got to be kidding.
Not at all. And you needn't worry about the Kestrels. They'll be too busy acting important to pay attention to you.
First time in the Citadel, gotta see the sun ring from on high.
But the Kestrels.
Are we to take him at his word?
Ah, they want us to see this, boy. It makes quite an impression.
I am merciful Eustace, Shield of Bahavas.
Merciful.
My enemies die fast.
I am Relentless Shivan. I guard the High Priest.
Relentlessly Shivan.
From what?
Whatever troubles him. So don't.
They call me Savage Tarav, protector of Lucent Bahavas.
Protector or enforcer?
Yes.
Depends on where the shadow falls. Now on your way.
I love that you are standing in the middle of this base and the sass still does not stop. Nor does the discretion of my side quests. Hey, the thing you're looking for, it's right there. Yeah, so we're going this way. Because if that's the way, then I'm not going that way until there's no other way to go but that way. Because that's how I play these games. And that's why I fear the day that I will actually want to get one of the Elder Scrolls games going on a stream, because I'm going to have to set some ground rules for myself. Because I'm pretty sure you can just play Morrowind forever.
The food is from Dowager Queen Nasadi, little ones. Her Highness knows times are hard and helps when she can. Eat. Bring some home for your families, if you have one.
I like her. She's already cool.
I've heard whispers about you. Rides machines, fancy spear, delightful freckles. Some even say you have a conscience. How extraordinary.
Who are you? You're obviously not one of the Shadow Karja.
My name is Vanasha. For now, all you need to know is that I'm a whisper of reason in this howling pit of insanity.
I know how that feels.
And another person barking up that Aloy tree.
And so does Uthid. He's a good man, so naturally the Shadow Karja want to murder him. I've done some digging, and I think he's headed for the Green Climb. It won't take those mercenaries long to find him. He could use some help, if you're so inclined.
The Green Climb.
What makes you think he's on the Green Climb?
He knows he'll be pursued, so he needs a hideout that's both familiar and defensible. He once single-handedly held off an entire bandit clan in those foothills.
Yeah.
My guess is that he'll fall back on what worked before.
How do you know Uthid is innocent?
I'm excellent at making inquiries. Look, he feeds orphans from his own rations and personally punishes anyone who hurts the old or infirm. The idea that he would try to kill Edaman is ridiculous. He must have found something that can embarrass the priesthood. Otherwise, Bahavas wouldn't risk marking such a well-regarded man for death.
Stop being evasive and tell me who you really are.
Stop being evasive? You might as well tell me to stop being charming.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible, but I like you, so I'll tell you a secret. I have friends in Meridian, and I like to do favors for them when I can. Uthid might be of use to them, if he survives.
I'll do what I can for Uthid, but what about you?
What about me what?
What will you do while I risk my life?
Useful things, little huntress. Look for 3 dead trees south of Sunfall. They mark the start of the Green Climb. Good luck.
Oh, the lip flap on her character speaking was really off. That was bugging me. Oh well. Alright, so well, let's just bolt over this campfire. wanna just not? We could just not.
3 dead trees, just like Banasha said. Let's see if Uthid came. These tracks lead up that rise. Must be the Green Climb.
Also, it was a freezer. That really wouldn't have killed the goose.
Here we go again.
Here goes what again? Oh, yeah, those things are actually still tailing me. I remember this being a gunfight coming up. Shield Weaver ought to be fine. That guy's doing a lot of damage. He says, assuming he can actually headshot people. Because that's been happening very effectively the past couple of games.
Foot track stop here. Time to climb.
But yeah, it's not like I'm going to be going up against Behemoth or anything. This is Mercs, not the Eclipse. Hit the up. Yep.
All right, made it. Where did you go, Uthid? Food scraps. I'll bet Uthid stopped to see if he was being followed. He must have kept going. I've got to catch up. Food scraps. I'll bet Uthid stopped to see if he was being followed. Food scraps. I'll bet Uthid stopped to see if he was being followed.
That was weird. Okay. You can say that 3 times in a row for random reason. I'll start getting too glitchy on me now, game. You've been doing good. Alright.
A dead machine. Uthid's been hunting.
Yeah.
Everything useful has been stripped. Uthid's been gathering components, probably for ammo.
Okay, so now we're gonna put on a actual armor. 'Cause frickin' Glinthawks. It's always gotta be something. Yeah, good job missing, like... Do I have to kill that one? I feel like it's kind of permanently stuck to... I'm gonna have to kill that one. I mean, good luck. Just permanently stuck to me. I mean, it wouldn't... They've got the perk where they don't,
Uthid took down a Ravager. Not an easy kill, but worth it for the parts. Dead Watchers. More scrap for Uthid's stockpile.
Yeah. I was like, I've got the upgrade that makes it to where I permanently take over machines, so you'd think. I see your aim is as good as mine.
Doesn't miss.
Uthid?
You're young for a bounty hunter. Or am I old for a soldier?
I'm not here for the price on your head, Uthid. I believe you're innocent.
Innocent? Come on, then. If this is a trick, it's a good one. You've earned your kill.
What up, buddy? You hit these supply crates
I'd
before.
have to ditch something. No tricks. Just talk.
All right. Speak.
I want to know what happened at Sunfall. What really happened.
All right. For weeks, each dawn in the tent city came with a new death. Always in their sleep, no struggle. The old, the infirm, sometimes the young. Those who couldn't fight for the cause. I should have realized then it was a culling.
Who would do such a thing?
They thought it was a curse, an evil spirit. But it was only a man. And a silent poison. It took time to catch him, but we did. We brought him before Bahavas for the sun's judgment.
The High Priest Bahavas? He's the one who put the bounty on you.
Yes. He thanked me for my diligence, then had his guards release the villain. You see? It was he who ordered the culling. Then they turned on us. Should have died with my men, so their loyalty meant something. 20 years I gave to the sun. For what? Malice and murder? As for honor, sacrifice, true sacrifice, the kind priests and rulers know nothing of? It's all a fat joke.
If it's honor you seek, the Sun Carjas seem trustworthy. A little stuck up, maybe, but trustworthy.
Those Carja once raided your Nora lands. Raided every land we could reach. It was the Sun's will. I did what I was told. Others did worse. But as their captain, I had...
Uthid, I don't care what you did. I can't absolve you. But the Carja are changing their ways. You could too.
Perhaps. Avad doesn't understand what the Sun demands of its soldiers.
Perhaps he understands it too well.
Now you sound like the blameless Murad.
I've met him. He's nice.
I can believe you're a good man. But why go with the Shadow Carja in the first place? Why serve them?
Because of Itaman, of course. He was the one true Sun King.
Itaman's just a child.
Yes, an untainted vessel. I believed he was pure. But they used him. Used our faith. I can see that now. No shadows under a noonday sun. Bahavas didn't need to disgrace my name. I did it myself, serving a rotten throne.
I met someone who wants to get you out of this. A woman named Vanasha. But first, we need to get you out of here.
What are you? You look like a hunter. You give orders like a soldier who's been out. Mercenaries. They'll all line up to tell me I'm innocent?
Should have stayed on the plains, Kaja! The mountains belong to us! Keekook's killers! When we're done with you, you won't even leave an echo!
You didn't make it hard to be followed. Almost as if you wanted to go out in a showdown.
Not much gets by you.
Help me, fools! Got you now.
Hey, I should put on,
Keep up the attack. We still got another squad on the way.
Stay on the move.
Did I just...
For the honor of the cart. For my honor.
It's up to you now, man. Rally. We can still finish them.
Yeah. I feel like I should be using my, come on.
Look out! Take cover!
Move in. We'll send the rest as soon as they arrive. Nowhere to run now.
Take the fight to the...
You know what? We need... Arrow breaker. Come on out.
That won't be the last. Follow me. I've stashed supplies up above.
Okay, let's go. Should probably be using my blast sling. There's too many of them to really take up a good headshotting position.
Grab what you can while we still have time.
Grabbing stuff. Getting things. Well, we fought some Banuk, now it's time to fight some Oseram.
A robust defense is the most satisfying to break. All right, Marvels. We brought the priest out here, so let's put on a show for him.
Oh, good. Actually, very good. Oh.
We've unfinished business, Bahavas and I. This will be difficult. I think you rallied to a lost cause.
I don't intend to die today, Euthid.
I did. But you're starting to change my mind.
Look out! To your left! But my Marvels thrive on adversity. Step it up, boys!
Girl!
Not exactly. They're not the best here. Oh.
Press the advantage. It shifts like heat.
Anybody want to kill this last flame arrow guy? I mean, clearly it's not going to be me. Come on. Come on, come on, come on.
That's the last of the Marvels.
Bahavas thought he had enough fodder to keep him safe. Now there's hope for justice. Will you come with me?
Yeah? I'm gonna...
Getting soaked from melted snow.
Oh. Oh, there was a disc launcher up here. Oh, there was a... I could have been hucking laser discs at things. Like discs made of lasers, not the old digital media format. Oh. Hoopada.
This won't be easy. Bahavas still has his personal guard.
The mesh for your shirt fell off your arms. Ooh,
Across there and we'll have him.
cool.
Got too much already.
I had to come here myself to end your suffering, Uthid, and mine. The Outlanders led us here, and now that they are dead, their price is most affordable. But enough with needles. It's time for blades. Remove them from the sun's sight.
Okay, so the guy with the rocket launcher needs to drop first, I think. Yeah.
Make it hurt as the shadow falls upon them.
How many headshots can that one guy take? Alright.
O sun, shine upon us.
Oh, forget headshots then.
The sun sets on your pathetic life, Uthid. Kill the traitor! Kill Nora!
Justice, if any remains.
Well, there went Relentless Shivan. And Savage Tarov.
Make it hurt as the shadow falls upon you.
And there goes Merciless, or Merciful Usus. And I'm out of healing herbs. But that's alright. Fight's over. I should have put on the melee armor, because what I was really getting dealt was that one guy with the spear whacking me in the back of the head. Oh, well.
Whatever deal you worked out with him, I'll double it. More than double it.
No. I'm tired of this, Bahavas. The lies and the violence in your cheap scented oils. I don't suppose you'd kill yourself.
I had to. I had to. Prune the weak, or all the Karja and Shadow are doomed.
This solves nothing. But may the sun find some worth among your drying bones.
Ooh! Whatever he's paying you, I'll double it. He's paying me and you're dead, so...
That was quite a fireworks show.
You took your time?
I was busy. What do you think happened to Yan Shund, the other mercenary band? And I had to organize passage to Meridian for a wanted man. Give us a moment, Uthid. Girl talk. You've had quite a day. I never imagined Bahavas would blunder into his own trap. His death opens up wonderful possibilities.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Remember Edaman and Nasadi, the Child King and his mother guarded like hostages at Sunfall? With Bahavas gone, no one will be watching them. I want to get them out. And I could use your help.
Oh.
Kidnapping the Sun King of the Shadow Karja is no small task.
It's not kidnapping. They want to go to Meridian, to safety.
How do you know that?
I've been posing as Nasadi's handmaiden. She's scared. For herself, of course, but mostly for Edaman.
Why do you care what happens to them?
Edaman is the Shadow Karja's figurehead. If he defects, it will remove their last trace of legitimacy. Beyond that, he's just a boy who clings to his mommy. He made a little grazer for me out of matchsticks once. It wasn't very good, but still, nobody ever made anything for me before.
Aww.
What's going to happen to Uthid now?
Don't worry. You gave him a second life, and I'll put it to good use. He'll be welcomed in Meridian as a military advisor. Hopefully he can help Avad finish the Shadow Karja with as little bloodshed as possible.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, hello, boys.
Oh. Oh, it's boy time.
What's going to happen at Sunfall now that Bahavas is dead?
Well, that would be a kitten laying on the keyboard. And his brother laying on my mouse arm. You boys are so big now. You boys are so big. Oh my goodness, you're so big. Alright, there we go.
Oh, it will be glorious. The priests will panic. There'll be infighting, skullduggery, and backstabbing as they wrangle for power. Best of all, they'll be distracted. Bahavas, your life brought misery, but your death is a flower that blooms in abundance.
It's a very poetic way of saying, fuck that guy, in particular.
What do you need to get Nasadi and Idaman out of Sunfall?
With Bahavas dead, Sunfall is the easy part. I'll handle that. The big fuss will be crossing the border to the Sundom. Find my friend, 3 Tohuadiv near the branded shore. I hired his crew to sweep the path, so all you have to do is wait for me.
If this Wadiv has already cleared the area, why do you need me?
Contingencies, little huntress. Something will go wrong, and I need protection I can count on. You.
I'll try not to disappoint.
Okay, so game volume a little... Oh, yeah, that is actually turned down kind of low. Let me crank that a little bit. Thank you for pointing that out.
The Nora said you would help me. Are we bound for Meridian?
Only if you want to go, my dear.
What choice do I have?
None at all. I was just being polite.
Hey, you're here before I get to the main quest, so
He's a forgiving man. Just smile a lot. You can't smile, can you? No, that's a grimace. Nervous about going to Meridian?
I've been a soldier for 20 years. I do not get nervous.
Not even around a pretty lady?
I will not dignify that with a response.
Oh.
The Nora said you would help me. Are we bound for Meridian?
Only if you want to go, my dear.
What choice do I have?
None at all. I was just being polite.
There's the way up to that.
What makes you think Avad will welcome me after
I want to take that zip line, but
He's a forgiving man. Just smile a lot. You can't smile, can you? No, that's a grimace.
because that's not a...
Nervous about going to Meridian?
I've been a soldier for 20 years.
This is about
I
to...
do not get nervous.
Not even around a pretty lady?
I will not dignify that with a response.
Yep. Ugh. Please tell me the save point was after the dialogue. Seems like it. Also seems that after reloading, that vine isn't there? Because it was right here, and then it respawned me up here. And now it ain't... Well, that explains why I couldn't get to it, and why, Whatever. Let's go talk to... Oh, got a campfire right there. Let's go talk to Hadiv. See what we're dealing with out here.
You're Three-Toe Hadiv, right? Vanasha sent me. What happened?
I got hornswoggled, that's what. Vanasha batted her lashes, wiggled her hips, and promised us treasure.
Us.
Clear a path for the royals, she said. Sneak past the garrison and skewer a few watches. Hardly a bother. Little did we know there was a damned monstrosity lurking underground. When will I learn not to gawk at skinny girls?
Probably never.
Something attacked you from underground.
Oh, you picked that up, did you? I wondered why the Shadow Kaja didn't pay attention to the pass. Well, they don't need to. A rock-eating demon guards it for them.
Groundbreaker.
It tunnels in the dirt, breaks through the earth, and blasts rocks from its stinking face. I barely escaped. My comrades weren't so lucky. I might shed a tear if they weren't all cutthroats and cheaters.
So Vanasha needed safe passage for Nasadi and Itamen, but it didn't work out?
She made it sound so sweet and easy. Find the best path to the lake, make sure it's safe. What could go wrong?
Clearly a lot.
Turns out, a lot. Like bloody murder in the grinding jaws of a heinous death beast.
Why do you think Vanasha swindled you?
My crew came to Sunfall because we heard the bounties were fat. She offered us the fattest one of all, enough to retire on. It's my own damn fault for taking the bait. Should have known I'd end up with a rupture in my useful pots.
Vanasha will be here soon with Nasadi and Itamen. I've got to destroy that thing in the pass before they arrive.
You're not too bright, are you? Well, we didn't last long against it, but I'll tell you what I know. It has armor everywhere, a little less at the rear. And when it goes underground, it will lose track of you if you're quiet. You might even be able to keep it from going under altogether if you hit its big crooked arms hard enough.
Oh, I've hit
That's
several
all I
of
can
these
offer,
things.
friend. I promise to look solemn at your funeral before I hit the bar.
You have questions about that guy's name? I think we all have questions about Three-Toed Hadiv's name.
Looks good.
Those aren't going to be of much use. Neither is the rope caster, but if I get close enough, the Terror Blaster will do some work on it. And even though I've been trying to save up shards, let me tell you, against this thing, getting 100 shards a shot. Is actually a little worth it. Hey, let's not. I don't see how that thing saw me coming all the way up there. That was oh. You know. What? That was on me. Wooga. Tracking me for like 2 seconds, okay, please? Okay. Then get it. Got its fuel tanks. Oh, that was a... $100 guards in the drain. That miss. Gun. Oh, yeah. This gun costs so much money to fire.
These are helpful. Bitter, though.
The gun seriously costs so much fucking money to fire. But, considering it kills a groundbreaker in 4 shots, it's a little worth it. Every time I fire the ice rail, I just hear the heavy from Team Fortress 2. It costs $400,000 to fire this weapon for 60 seconds. Hey, a lot of medicinal herbs down here. Also, a lot of dead guys, so...
I'll tuck that away.
In normal mode, popping both of the fuel tanks on that thing would kill it. I'm remembering right. Yeah, loot everything on my way back up to Khwadiv. Because expensive victory. Does he have 3 toes across both feet, or toes on each foot? Maybe there's just 1 foot that has 3 toes.
By the radiant sun, I can't believe it. I thought that evil rock chewer would grind you up.
Yeah, well, I've killed like 5 of them before that one.
After that miracle, all we can do is wait. Vanasha will be here soon, along with a boat that'll take the royals across the lake.
Ooh. Abdominals.
Ah, little huntress. Glad you accepted my invitation to play bodyguard. Where are your men, Khwadiv? It looks like something chewed you up and spat you out.
That's pretty much exactly what happened.
The way is clear. Can we go?
I like how you always cut to the chase. In this case, literally. It won't be long before we're followed. Don't be afraid, Your Radiance. We've got excellent protection.
Oh, little chirp. Oh, you awake now? You were all nice and curled up.
Oh dear. Here come the Shadow Carja, and they're very angry with me.
I'll hold them off.
Very noble of you, but when I start a fuss, I like to finish it. Not that your assistant isn't welcome. Huadiv, get Itaman and his mother to the shore. Carefully. So it comes to this. I must say, after 2 years under the heel of these zealots, I'm ready to extract a little blood.
Well, let's,
Some traps would be nice.
Hey, buddy. Wanna go back to laying down all calm instead of stepping on the keyboard? Yeah.
Nearly ready.
I don't know which way they're coming through, but, where's my tripcaster? I know I've got one.
Take cover up there, behind that rock.
Oh, that looks pretty good. Yep. Buddy, you might want to stay away from those.
Here they are. Let's make it hurt, shall we?
Yep, here comes the fun time. Okay, buddy. You can't lay across the entire keyboard. Laying up against my arm is one thing. Laying across the keyboard. Yeah. Oh my god, cat.
Wow, that was entertaining, but I suspect we're not done. More of the bastards. Get ready.
Yeah.
It seems I worked up a bit of a sweat.
Okay, so actually ended up with the traps doing most of the work. Cool. I do need a decoy keyboard. These little guys, they're just... They want to be in here. If they weren't in here, they'd be screaming outside the door to come in. And most of the time, they're perfectly well behaved. In fact, they've been so good up until, you know, hey, hold behind this position because guards are coming. And suddenly I'm jumping up and down and dropping traps directly in front of me. And yeah, well, they're adorable. That's why they get away with it.
want to jinx it, but we might be in the clear. A bit late, aren't we, gentlemen?
Sorry, ma'am. The boat's waiting.
Damn, I spoke too soon.
This one's mine. Get to the boat.
You know, this time I think I might be out of my league. If anything happens to her, I will be very cross.
We're not going anywhere.
Oh. Oh boy. It's corrupted. Well. Give me... Yeah, we're not... This is one from the Eclipse. We're not letting it have its... I'm not letting it have either of its freaking launchers. For any amount of time. Well, okay, buddies, boy, I'm gonna need you guys to not stand in the way of the high explosive rounds. Alright, anyway. You know what? I'm gonna swap. Just because I think I can get the parts off quicker this way. Yep. Oh my god. Okay, everybody's off the desk. At least it pauses when they tab when they tab. I was gonna say at least it pauses when they tap me out, but it also put me. They also distracted me into a position where I just got one shot. So whatever. That's fine. Okay, we will take the long way. Well, it seems to be distracted by them. Drop. Drop. Fall down. Alright, what do we got? Okay. Oh! Maybe I need to go at... Okay, I'm starting to think I need to go at this thing. Ooh. I'm actually not mad that I'm losing to this thing, because I haven't fought this thing before. This is the first... This is the first time a corrupted Thunderjaw shows up in the game. Come on, get the face guns. Telling you, I don't know what knocks it down sometimes. Got its tail this time. Ooh. Oh, that's okay.
Just holding on scared him off.
Just want to pop at least one of those. Yeah, we get more than one would have been good. Alright, we got you frozen. Frozen. Mostly limbless. They can lock you in place for like 2 seconds. There we go. Oh, you still have that. Don't like that you still have that. Oh! Wow. Wow. Okay. Oy! Yeah, that is the first and I think only corrupted Thunderjaw you fight. It's,
Forget about traveling light.
shit, it wasn't easy. That wasn't easy in normal. Ultra hard, that was something. That was a thing. Also, I shot its tail off. That was funny. I shot its all of it off. I keep trying to loot that guy. In normal, I made it out with the other guards alive. It didn't happen here. Jesus, the amount of stuff to loot down here. But yeah, probably one of the hardest machine fights in the game, Corrupted. Corrupted Thunderjaw. Like a Thunderjaw, but with higher resistances, and higher HP, and more attack damage. And this is already on goddamned ultra hard. Alright, let's move this along.
Not exactly a royal barge, is it? Oh well, defectors can't be choosers. Let's get aboard, shall we?
Ooh. Abs. God, you can see those abs from space.
You've done a good thing. Maybe even ended a war.
Maybe. But my war just keeps going.
And war never changes. Hey, we're back at Bright Market.
Edaman, my brother, welcome home. You have nothing to fear. You are now under the protection of the Sundom. My protection. As is your mother, she will not be harmed. You have my word, the law of the sun. Aloy, it seems I see your influence everywhere. You've done so much for the Sundom, and it will always be appreciated. You have my thanks. May you walk in the light.
Appalling. I spent 2 years in the Forbidden West setting this up, and the redhead gets all the credit?
I'm still getting paid, right?
You'll be lucky if I let you live. I couldn't have done this without you. When we meet again, I'll give you a proper thanks. I promise.
Hell yeah. Let's set up this merchant first, because I'm pretty sure I got some garbage to sell. Alright. I mean, we're so close. Hey, you saw those abs too, didn't you? Okay, I think I've got more than enough sparkers. I mean, we had like, what, frickin' 5 rows of them? I don't use electric ammo that much. I mean, clearly I don't use electric ammo that much, otherwise I wouldn't have 5 rows of sparkers. Oh, hey, but also... There's my ultimate close range butt kicker. Where's my last rattler? Freeze. Yeah.
Come take a look. I'll give you a good price.
The ultimate in close range combat, the Adept Shadow Rattler.
Would you like to buy something today?
But now, it's time. We're going to go dive into the Zero Dawn facility. I'm going to run a little over, but that's because I want to end on getting through the Zero Dawn facility.
Our Edelman's been snatched away? How much must we endure?
I mean, you could just leave. Bahavas is dead. You don't have a Sun King. You're basically just standing around guarding a palace full of nothing at the moment. Yeah, I mean, empty.
First we lose Uthid, and now we've lost Itamen.
The balustrade.
Is there no one left
It's a
to put our
short
faith
drop
in?
from there.
All right. That wasn't... how
The
you're...
other side of the tower. Look for a vent.
I see you've been here before.
Obviously. Now, it's very important that you hear what I'm about to say. I've shown you the way in, but this humble vent marks a point of no return.
Okay.
Before you descend into the depths here, you should be fully committed, equipped, and focused.
Yeah,
No distractions. If you have errands to run, do them first or hold your peace. I won't tolerate whining. Is that clear?
You'll tolerate what I give you, Silence. I didn't ask you along for the ride.
So funny enough, this... Like, that... Talking like this is about to be the end game. It's not.
I'm heading down.
I've spent a lifetime trying to uncover the secrets of this world. Where the machines came from. How the old ones achieved such marvels only to fall into silence and death. A lifetime of failure. As year by year, decade after decade, I hit walls I could not break, doors I could never breach.
Hello.
Until a Nora huntress marched out of the savage east. And voila, for her, all the deepest secrets of the earth were laid bare. I suspect you will have an easier time with this door than I did years ago.
Hold for identiscan.
Stop.
Genetic profile confirmed. Entry authorized. Malfunction. 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 Malfunction.
Kidding me?
You don't hear me laughing.
Shut up. There's gotta be another way. Hey! Elizabeth Snowback here! Requesting access!
Access request acknowledged. Root command functions available. Do you wish to proceed?
I do! Get me through this door!
Analyzing. Primary access inoperable due to mechanical failure. Emergency venting procedure likely to circumvent blockage. Do you wish to proceed?
Yes.
Emergency venting authorized.
Make a lot of freaking noise.
Guess you can't have everything.
That will draw attention. We won't have this place to ourselves for long now.
We? Last I checked, I was the one risking my life down here.
Yes, fine. Now will you please get moving? There's so much to learn in less time than I'd hoped.
Yep. Switch up the scans.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn. We found it.
Another incident. This morning's unfortunate incident with Dr. Popovich is another example of Reception's need for additional support. We appreciate that Zero Dawn is an immensely complicated project, but as the staff who serve on the front line, we're tired of being neglected. As we've already requested, we need human translators, fluent in Polish, for example, security staff who can subdue enraged embryologists, for example, and dermal sedatives to calm persons who are screaming in Polish while hurling chairs and vases at the reception staff, for example. Yes, most of the candidates are reasonably calm and well-behaved, but we need help handling the exceptions. Please respond.
Really so surprised?
Facility diagnostics detect multiple failures. Attempting repair.
So, what was this room?
An entrance hall, perhaps. Have a look around.
Reception staff continues to require additional support managing the ZD candidates when they arrive at the facility. Many are frightened and confused, some are highly agitated. These are not the sorts of persons who are accustomed to having information withheld from them. At a minimum, we need human translators. The lying bots are not sufficient, and mild sedatives for the extreme cases. And any and all support would be welcome. Perhaps you could start by responding to one of these emails.
Need them soon enough.
Please take a seat and wait for your name to be called. A selection of beverages and snacks are available.
A smaller room.
Soundproofing. Would it be possible to improve the soundproofing between VR1 and the lounge area? Most of the candidates stay quiet during the presentation, but the ones who scream or sob could be plainly heard by candidates waiting their turn in the lounge. Just a thought. For the 5th time, please restock the lounge's selection of herbal teas. If I have to listen to one more egghead throw a tantrum because we are out of organic cucumber, mint, or blackberry sage varietals, I am going to lose it. Please respond, and this time no tempest in a teapot or steep demand jokes, okay? Ah, but those are some good jokes.
I'd have to leave something else behind.
What do I have to... Oh, yeah, it's full up on health potions. Why are there health potions in a box from... Oh, that's right, Silence. He shouldn't have been able to make it this far. Why is there a health potion?
Proceed into viewing room 1 for an important message regarding the purpose of your visit.
Yep. Here we go. Y'all ready for this?
What was this place?
A holographic theater.
CD01 data intact. Initiating playback.
What is?
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn. I am General Harris, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States of America. I'm sure you've heard the rumors. That Zero Dawn is a top-secret superweapons program. The technological miracle that will save us from the Pharaoh Plague, if Operation Enduring Victory can hold off the robots long enough. The reason I'm sure you've heard the rumors is that I'm the one who spread them, and they are all lies. Zero Dawn is not a superweapons program, and it will not save us. Nothing will save us. Here's why. By the time the glitch was noticed, it was already too late. Nothing could stop the Pharaoh Plague. Nothing can. Its robots will continue to replicate and devour the biosphere. Life on Earth will be destroyed. Our planet reduced to a barren sphere. Global extinction is inevitable. No matter how many we kill, the robots just keep exponentially making more. If we had their deactivation codes, we could shut them all down. The entire swarm. But since their cryptographic protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, cracking a code set would take half a century. At best, we've got 16 months. Not exactly what you'd call a survival option. The destruction of a biosphere is not the sort of apocalypse you can wait out in a fallout shelter or a space station. There will be no Earth left to reclaim. Just a lifeless, toxic rock with several million Pharaoh robots on it, hibernating. Waiting for something to eat. This is the horrible truth behind the lies of Operation Enduring Victory. My lies. Lies designed to inspire millions of innocents to sacrifice themselves in battle. Why? One reason. To buy time for you and the work you will do here. Zero Day. The day that life on Earth ceases to exist is coming fast. It cannot be stopped. The hope of Zero Dawn is that something new might come after. But I will leave it to Elizabeth Sobek to shine that thin ray of light into the darkness. Harris, out.
That doesn't make sense. Life on Earth didn't cease to exist.
He said it could not be stopped.
But it was. Somehow Elizabeth saved us. I've got to keep looking. Find out how she did it.
Yeah, that explains why people were screaming when they watched the presentation.
Castros. They got in. Through the vents.
Let nothing stop you from learning the truth.
Spread out! If it moves, kill it!
Well, it's time to stealth up, because we're in some close-ass quarters, and...
What is this place? Tomb?
Bad day for one of us.
Look around! Keep your eyes open this time!
Oh my god. All those, like, elevation strike moves are almost never effective. You're more likely to drop off the... just drop off the edge of the platform than to actually attack the person correctly. Silent strike still works. All right, here we come.
Too close to let tribal crypto stop us now. The data points, what do they contain?
Well, let's find out now that I'm not under assault.
Is is accurate, yes.
So these mechanical monstrosities, they don't just kill people, they feed off them?
Not just people, all organic matter.
Every living thing dissolved into nutrients. Millennia of evolution liquefied. The miracle of life reduced to bloody biofuel.
In a word, yes.
Who did this? Pharaoh? That arsehole. Is he here?
No, Doctor.
Please, tell him Tom Pate wants a word. Now, get off! Get off! Please! You get Ted Pharaoh in here!
I think there is some mistake. I don't understand why I was brought here. Why would you show me these things?
I know that there's already a lot to take in.
In the waiting area, I was seated with a Nobel laureate in biophysics and a monk, I think. He spoke neither English nor Mandarin. It is very strange. And General Harris? What was he talking about? The robot swarm, the Pharaoh plague? I understand it is terrible, but it really cannot be stopped? Why tell us this? There are people in Shanghai, my friends, my family. They have joined Operation Enduring Victory already. It is for nothing? We will all die?
We're going to be able to answer some of these questions.
I just want to know why I am here. It doesn't make sense to me.
You were brought here because of your skill set.
No, that can't be right. I am an art historian. I know Dutch masters, Japanese calligraphy, Gerhard Richter. What does that matter now?
Want to discuss?
Oof. So Mama, she was right.
Pardon?
My mother, she took her Bible real serious. Not just Texas Bible serious, Pentecostal serious. Favorite chapter? Revelations. Now, I didn't always understand her on account of all that speaking in tongues and such, but when she did use her words, there was always end times this and lake of fire that on account of sinful lifestyles. Speaking of which, mind if I smoke?
A tobacco cigarette.
Sorry, darling. My taste run classic. Compliments to your team tracked me down. Been a price on my head 18 months now. Sterling Malky was me, don't mind admitting. Been plenty of snakesters chasing the bounty too. But I kept the zigging to their zag. How'd you finger me?
I believe Dr. Sobek listed you as an alpha candidate. Priority snatch and grab.
Always suspected she had a little thing for me. Hey, I don't suppose you got real coffee in this place? You know, blood coffee? Conflict cappuccinos?
Mr. Tate, I'm clearing you to proceed. Just go.
With Suzanne Alpert, environmental scientist. Doctor?
I'm sorry, I wasn't,
Just stating your name. What were you thinking about, Doctor?
Nothing the General said, not really. I was on the Syzygy East Response Team in 2051, just after the second earthquake compromised the reactor. I still dream about it, after all these years. The red zone spreading on the imaging, slowly, so slowly, like a hand opening its fingers.
Your involvement in that event is why you were asked for by name.
Really? That's interesting. Because nothing worked. Nothing could grow there again. It was a catastrophic failure. But the red zone is a blip compared to global-scale biomass reduction. The biosphere and hydrosphere will collapse, render the Earth uninhabitable long before the robots finish us. Enduring Victory can't buy time against that. So, you'd better show me what Zero Dawn really is.
Counselor guidelines. Candidates must be allowed to ask questions and be given the necessary time to fully absorb the information they have received. It is important to be aware that the candidates have just been exposed to triggers for severe mental and emotional trauma. Do not assume silence or outward calmness indicates acceptance. It is essential to stress that all other options for combating the Pharaoh Plague and preserving the continuation of human life have been considered and found unworkable. Communicate this fact calmly but clearly and firmly. Familiarize yourself with data on the catastrophic environmental impact of nuclear engagements versus the Swarm, Addenda B1, and unfeasibility of maintaining life in orbital, lunar, or undersea structures, Addenda C1, C2, and C3, so that you can counter candidates' objections in depth. If a candidate asks for more time alone to review supplementary information, allow this without hesitation. Be sure to inform security personnel so that the candidate can be monitored for attempts at self-harm. Candidates should only be cleared to proceed to Presentation 2 if you believe their mental state is sufficiently stable. Note, real-time support will be available via your focus. Security and medical crisis teams are data corrupted.
I'm sure you now understand the urgency of why we brought you here, Ms. Okilo.
Captain Okilo, are you trying to thank me for not resisting?
I believe we could negotiate a diplomatic solution.
When it came to my country's lithium, it was always a swarm that would be sent to negotiate. Metallurgic International, U.S. Robot Command. The markings changed, but the robots were the same.
You have had considerable experience in human-robot conflict.
Yes, and I've got the prosthetic limbs to show it. Yet I continue to face this horror, even though the challenge was great. Cyber warfare. I thought Zero Dawn would be a Manhattan project to generate the deactivation codes. With the resources I had, I estimated code breaking to be a hopeless endeavor. I was almost looking forward to being proved wrong.
Unfortunately, your estimation was correct.
As your General Hera said. So then, you did not bring me here to commiserate. What is left?
Look, let's cut the mystery. You're building a colony ship. It's obvious. And it's not gonna fly. I mean, literally. Remember the Odyssey? That multinational heap of space junk that's been in graveyard orbit since 57? That went nowhere real slow. And you have to get somewhere real fast. Do you have any idea the immensity of the challenge to prep a new colony ship in time?
To be clear, I'm not a worker on the project.
Do you even understand how few people it could save? The whole generation ship concept is not gonna happen. It's the first thing you'd abandon in favor of embryonics. For that kind of storage, we're talking a lot of bulk, a lot of power, a lot of resources. So even if you do it, even if you build it and point it at Sirius X, there's no room for people on that thing, all right?
If you could try to remain calm.
You people are crazy if you think you're getting off this rock. No one's getting off.
Medical.
CD02 data intact. Initiating playback.
Elizabeth Sobek.
You've heard the bad news, and it's all true. The Pharaoh Plague is devouring the biosphere. Life itself will cease to exist. But does that have to be the end? What if we could give life a future? What if we could build a kind of seed from which, on a dead planet, life could blossom anew? This is the aim, the hope, of Project Zero Dawn. To create a super-intelligent, fully automated terraforming system and bring life back from lifelessness. What would such a system require? At its core, it would need a true AI, fully capable of making the trillions of decisions necessary to reconstitute the biosphere. An immortal guardian, devoted to the reflourishing of life. We call it Gaia. Mother Nature as an AI. But that's just the core of the system. She will need to be surrounded and empowered by a comprehensive suite of subordinate functions. Think of them as extensions of Gaia's mind, each dedicated to a specific purpose. Now, these aren't AIs, but make no mistake, each presents an engineering challenge more profound than anything the human species has ever before attempted. Hardware that preserves and then gestates the billions of seeds and embryos from which life will be reborn. The construction of underground facilities to hold it all. And that's just the start. We don't have to build the entire system. The beauty of a fully automated terraforming system is that it can build itself. Now, over the days to come, you'll learn how all these functions, all these pieces that you'll be working on, fit together. How we'll race the clock to execute our harvest initiatives, write the software, build the tech and the facilities. How we'll lock it down and seal it up before the inevitable occurs. But even more important, you'll know how it doesn't end here. How Gaia will generate those deactivation codes General Harris talked about, and build the transmission arrays to broadcast them, shutting down the Pharaoh robots for good. How Gaia will not just build, but imagine any conceivable robot it needs to do its work across centuries. From detoxifying the Earth's ravaged atmosphere and poisoned seas, to the regreening of the Earth from cryopreserved seed stocks, to rewilding the Earth with animal life. And then, when all that is done, how a new generation of human beings, spawned at cradle facilities around the globe, will partake of Apollo, the vast archive of human knowledge and cultural achievement from which they will learn of us, our world. And most important, how not to repeat our mistakes. It's not an impossible dream. It is within our grasp if we work tirelessly and stop at nothing to achieve it. We can't stop life from ending. But if you will help me, help Gaia, we can give it a future. Join me and help make that future real.
The whole Earth destroyed, but then remade?
Yes. By a machine. A machine of creation.
Elizabeth did this. For life. For us. But why Hades then? If it was part of Gaia, how did it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh robot? Why does it want to kill me? And Apollo, the archive of knowledge, what happened to that?
I'm as confused as you are. Maybe the answers lie ahead.
Make your selection. You are now in possession of information regarding the true nature and purpose of Project Zero Dawn, classified far above top secret. As such, we regret that you cannot be allowed to leave the facility. There are 3 options available to you at this point. Please consider each carefully. Trained counselors are standing by to assist you in making your choice. 1. Participation. You will be assigned to a sub-project team based on your area of expertise. You should be aware that the way forward will be difficult and the project's outcome is uncertain. You'll be expected to work a minimum of 80 hours a week, and your communication with family members will be strictly limited and monitored in real time. Upon successful completion of your project, you and your immediate family, or 2 persons of your choosing, will be transferred to the Elysium sealed habitat to live out the remainder of your natural lives. 2. Indefinite detention. Should you choose to decline participation in Project Zero Dawn, you'll be confined indefinitely. You will be given 48 hours to reconsider, after which your decision to refuse participation will be considered irrevocable. Every reasonable effort will be made to make your term of confinement comfortable as possible, but you will not be permitted contact with the outside world, and death within 18 months due to the Pharaoh Plague is inevitable. When the Zero Dawn facility is abandoned, detainees who wish not to opt for medical euthanasia will be released. And medical euthanasia. Information we've just received understandably calls into question the purpose of continuing to live. If you would prefer to end your life at this point, pain-free medical euthanasia is available. A 48-hour waiting period is required, during which time you may instead opt for participation or confinement. Please notify a counselor when you are ready to make your choice, or if you have further questions. So yeah, it got dark. It gets dark real fucking fast. Counselor guidelines, too. It is vitally important that candidates choose to participate in Project Zero Dawn voluntarily and knowingly, without additional coercion, and without value judgment on the part of the counselor. Confirm for candidates they were selected due to their skills and accomplishments. Emphasize that their dedicated participation in Zero Dawn will increase the project's chances of success. Frame participation in Zero Dawn as an opportunity to respond actively in the face of the overwhelming threat. Candidates may question the fairness of their selection. Validate such objections as normal, even admirable responses. Emphasize the value of candidates' expertise to the future, not just of humanity, but terrestrial life as a whole. Likewise, candidates may balk at the morality of extending their lifespans and those of loved ones beyond Zero Day. Validate their hesitation. Acknowledge that while rewards of Elysium is not fair, it is earned. If possible, redirect their ethical misgivings towards the greater commitment to the project. When candidates challenge the plausibility of Project Zero Dawn, permit them to review Dr. Sobek's presentation as many times as they wish, and allow access to supplemental articles G01 through P20. Allow them to suspend the interview to fully process the documentation. A significant minority of candidates will elect for medical euthanasia. It is important to receive this decision kindly and without judgment. Advise them of the 48-hour waiting period during which counselors will be available to discuss their decision. Emphasize that euthanasia will not occur without repeated consent when the procedure is scheduled to take place. No one will be euthanized against his or her will. Candidates who elect indefinite detention must be informed that they have 48 hours to reverse their decision, after which the decision data corrupted.
Of course I'll do it. To be given the opportunity to rebuild what I, damaged, I don't feel worthy of it, but I will do it, absolutely.
I want to stress that this was never about your culpability.
It is to me. Dr. Sobek, Margot, they were smart to get out of Pharaoh when they did, but not one of us took it as a warning sign. It just told ourselves that we're cut out for the BTRI cabals. That's better than rapid innovation. Better at competing, better than the next guy, a better killing machine. Isn't it just amazing how a century and a half of science fiction did nothing to swerve our species from the path of doom? I mean, I'm done with that life. I mean, I will work hard, twice as hard, to earn this, for my family to have a place in Elysium. I never thought that there could be atonement.
If you're still nauseous. No, the inhibitors have kicked in. I can't feel the back of my tongue. I wish I could tell you I'd believe in this. But the damage is too great, too extensive, too complete. With all respect to Dr. Sobek's work at Miriam, no. No, life doesn't always find a way to keep going. Sometimes it never comes back. Like Syzygy East. Like the Congo. Like Timo. Like us. That's our reward? A buried city full of terminal patients waiting out the clock? You grow old together, with your loved ones, in safety. I don't have loved ones. I suppose I could start a family? I'm afraid not. All inhabitants of Elysium will be medically sterilized. A habitat capable of sustaining a starting base of 2,000 individuals for up to 100 years is a huge challenge, Dr. Alpert. If the population grows instead of diminishes, everyone will be dead inside 30 years. I knew it. I just couldn't bring myself to say the words. I'm sorry? Finish it. Medical euthanasia. I want no part of this. I just want it over. I see. Protocols require a 48-hour waiting period, after which...
See to make sure I behave this time?
Medical wing
Security,
inaccessible.
for your protection. Would you like to discuss how you're feeling?
Sure. I'll tell you. Surprised. No, flabbergasted. Like my own man would say, flabbergasted. That vein pumping in his forehead. I thought you people were just completely underprepared for a spaceflight project. But now I can see it's worse. Much worse.
Sobek is a total fantasist, a dangerous fantasist. It's kind of blue skying. It's... Jesus. I'm sorry we wasted each other's time. I'm ready to leave now.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Everything you're talking about here isn't possible.
I recommend you read the documents regarding your options.
I've seen enough. I'm getting out of here. What did you... You don't... Get your hands off me!
Yeah, your options do not include leave, apparently.
Intruder! Get her!
They know I'm here now.
Whatever you do.
Y'all want to come through this door? Come on. Yeah. Ooh. They dropped 2 of those guys with heavy cannons out. 3. 3 heavy cannons. Ah. Hey, buddy.
I've done this before. Just need my focus.
What was the other thing he had on him? Debt traps. Yeah, that didn't work out too well for you.
I hashed it out with them, what the point of Artemis was. I made it clear I wasn't on board for a global zoo. We haven't exactly proved ourselves to be great custodians in the past few thousand years. So the idea of a reconstituted biosphere, well, it's horrifying, isn't it? A complete horror show. We have no right to take a best guess at this stuff. But the alternative? Nothingness. For there to have been all this, and then nothing. And with Charles Ronson running the show, I respect him. He's got a passion to him. He's hot-blooded. So I said I'll do it.
I can see.
I'll put my all into this, literally. When the project is done, I'll take the medical option, thank you. Counselor said I might change my mind. I told him that he didn't know me very well then. For life's sake, I'll do the dirty work. But I want no part of this pathetic, attenuated future on offer. I'm an outdoors man. Never did like the feel of solid-state lighting on my skin. And a wee bit of a claustrophobe, anyway.
Probably the way, because I gotta unlock this door.
Now, those lame FBI black hats at Mockingbird back in the day, I enjoyed schooling them. But maybe I went in too hard on this poor counselor. She was cute, and just going down a checklist after all. Couldn't expect her to see how ridiculous Zero D's ambitions are. God's own budget thrown at a kid playing with a hologram sculptor? Palms up, honey. I'm just calling it like it is. Hey, look, Mom, I'm making nature. Now, if nature is so important, why not let nature take its course? Extinction? That's natural. Zero Dawn? No, ma'am, that ain't. Heck, it's so unnatural it'd be called an abomination back home, and you know it. That's why you're hiding it. Meanwhile, my little honey of a counselor, she's munching the inside of her cheek. Bad habit. She chewed one of her nails, too, just one. Not your day, was it, little sweet pea? Saw her quota slipping away. Said, I assume you intend to decline the assignment, Mr. Tate. You kidding me? 18 months hard labor in exchange for 30 years lounging around Elysium watching porn? Sign me up.
Zero Dawn. It is art, in a way. An expression on the grandest scale. But there is so much unfairness. Why was I chosen? Was it decided by committee? By algorithm? My family will be saved because I happen to graduate in art history? Is this right?
Dr. Sauvé? Christina Sauvé?
Yes. I met a man, another historian. His fields are Bauhaus and the New Materialists. But he once attended one of my talks. Another unfair chance. Of all the many people in that auditorium, that we should both be here now. And yet, I feel more accepting of my fate. No, it is not fair. Not at all.
Here we go.
But for the sake of my family, for the sake of art, art is alive. It must be able to speak from beyond history and echo in the future, not perish into oblivion. This opportunity, I must do this.
Sorry I haven't been talking much. There's been a whole lot of other characters talking for me.
Done. I should check the door nearby.
Hey, I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse. I don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me. Parker out.
Scanning around. Emitter.
Found one. Looks intact.
And plugger.
That should do the trick.
Okay, so this is flipped upside down, so the first one is down. Then left, up, right, down.
That did it. Door should have power.
All right.
I want to see what lies beyond it.
You know, probably more bad news.
Eclipse. They're here.
Avoid contact.
Lines look good.
Gaia. It's up there. Second floor.
Can you reach it?
So much for avoiding contact.
Oh, and it took my gun. Okay, the TIE Blaster does nothing against people, so put this on. I always love that. There's almost nothing more satisfying in this game than managing to catch an Eclipse Blaze carrier in the back with a fire arrow. So maybe that. That right there was a close second of fun. Bunker door. I think we're getting in that one. Guys. One of the first times I've gotten a headshot in a long time. Oh my freaking god. That's that ultra hard right there. Ah.
Or not.
Oh, wee. Oh, at least it. Oh. This is dark and they can't see me very well. Oh, well.
Try to run.
Room's clear. For a moment, anyway.
Woohoo!
You have to find Gaia.
Oh no, crap, buddy. You need to find Gaia. Oh, really? Sure. Cool.
Inaccessible. Elevators non-operational. Stairwells have collapsed.
The invading guys with autocannons are making it really easy. Silence. Huh. Blame. If I doubted your brilliance in the slightest, I wouldn't have picked you as the Hephaestus Alpha. You need to stop worrying about your age and communication style. You are who you are. Have confidence in yourself and know that you know what you're doing. Case in point. The latest draft of your plan for the construction and stocking of bootstrap silos to store raw materials is excellent. This, combined with your design for the AM Foundry core and the Foundry site selection plan, add up to a comprehensive plan. It's time to start construction. One detail, consult with Aomide Okilo before you finalize the silo inventories. Hephaestus' first task will be to fabricate the robots that will construct the waveform broadcast towers Minerva will use to transmit the deactivation codes. So any exotic materials needed for the tower should be accounted for in the inventory plan. Prototypes of the stuff you find laying around the cauldrons. Simulation results. Wow, you weren't kidding about Gaia's predilection for animal morphologies. Sure, not totally unexpected given the rough natural terrain her bots will have to navigate, but I agree that there's something deeper going on here. Her designs aren't just functional, they feel almost like, well, tributes is the word that comes to mind. As though she's already mourning their losses, and not just for the disappearing fauna of our time, but creatures from the fossil record too. References to megafauna in some of her designs. So cool! Well, whatever Gaia thinks up, Hephaestus will empower her to build it. I just wish we could still be around in a century or two to see what she makes. Margot. Yeah, Hephaestus showed up in the logs as being the thing that's making the machines violent.
And this is Hephaestus. As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge. Except, it's not that simple. So you probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers. The rest, experts in machine cognition, virtual heuristics, that stuff. Well, that's because we aren't going to be the ones designing and building robots. The last thing we want is to burden Gaia with a bunch of outmoded 21st century designs. Waste of time. Our purpose is to empower Gaia to build the robots. And not just build, imagine, from scratch. Any robot she needs for any conceivable purpose, designed and fabricated at a snap of a finger. Hers. Her finger. So, Hephaestus isn't really the forge. It's more like the knowledge of craft and ingenuity of a mastersmith to wield the hammer. Encoded as software. Virtual creativity made real. Gaia's already learning. In simulation, she's doing some very creative things with fractal assembly and animal morphologies. Her designs aren't about to win the Liam Prize anytime soon, but hey, everyone has to start somewhere. So, yes, time to get started. Let's do this.
I've seen these shapes before. In cauldrons.
But of course, the birthing places of Gaia's machines.
Now we're up on the catwalk. Can't scan through that glass, apparently.
I think this is it. Elizabeth Sobek's office. But it's sealed off. There's got to be a way inside.
Keep looking.
More eclipse.
Careful now.
Yeah, boys. So how y'all liking it so far? The revelations of plot through audio logs. The stream where I don't do much of the talking, apparently. Because holy crap, is there a lot of talking going on in this stream.
Welcome to Apollo. The collective memory of the human species and the wellspring of knowledge for future generations. I am Samina Ebaji. Until recently, I was director of the International Collective Memory Institute in New Tehran. As a heritage professional, I devoted my career to the preservation of human knowledge, creative endeavor, and cultural achievement. Apollo is, therefore, the ultimate embodiment of a lifelong passion, albeit under the very worst circumstances imaginable. The challenges before us are immense. Specifically, we will have to design and implement 4 major initiatives simultaneously. First, the construction of data repositories in cradle facilities around the world ensuring redundancy. Second, the collection and processing of a projected 180 million discrete data entries. 42 zettabytes of data in Mandarin, English, Spanish, and Arabic. Third, the transferal and encoding of all that data onto DNA encapsulated in synthetic fossils. The only medium capacious and durable enough to safeguard it without degradation for the centuries to come. And last, but not least, the development of the holographic interface and gamified curricula, by which future humans will commune with Apollo, progressively unlocking heuristic learning modules, leveling up their knowledge and skills they will need to take control of the terraforming system. That is the future towards which all of our efforts will be directed. Not just the preservation of the past, but the seed for the flourishing of a new tree of knowledge. Welcome, and let us begin.
Over the past 10 days, I've performed an exhaustive review of data storage solutions. Magnetic, optical, quantum, even that Eternity tech that FAS was shilling a year ago. But every other solution has one or more fatal shortcomings. Too heavy to transport, too massive to install in the allotted space, too power-intensive for the centuries, too prone to failure past 300 to 400 years, etc. Encapsulated DNA will easily hold the 40-plus zettabytes we're projecting for Apollo. There are still many details to finalize, of course. To start with, we need to select the inert material into which we'll embed the molecules, already testing 16 candidate materials, as well as to design and fabricate the power system and sealed reliquaries that will keep the DNA at negative 18 degrees C for 1,000 plus years. So long as I assure you that it didn't factor into my decisions, may I confess that I deem it entirely fitting, indeed propitious, that we'll be using the very building blocks of life to preserve human knowledge from mechanized extinction. It's not just ironic, but heroic. Life is the hero, beating back the forces of oblivion. In any case, much to do. Until next time. Over the past 2 months, the full benefit of our procurement of a copy of the Homer archive from Far Zenith has made itself known, and as a result, all of Apollo's key deliverables are on schedule. Apollo has already surpassed 40 million discrete data entries and continues to grow. The physical science modules are effectively complete, with soft science modules close behind. World history, cultural data, media archives are also on schedule. Language preservation is wrapping up a bit ahead of schedule due to falling short of our goal to preserve 4,500 languages. I suppose the tragic early loss of Papua New Guinea doomed the goal from the outset, with attendant curricula development about to begin. Speaking of the heuristic curricula, they are performing well in testing, with children and adolescents demonstrating high levels of engagement with and trust in the Aristotelian Aspasia personae. Personally, I find them highly engaging, especially when they debate. I wish half of my professors had been so entertaining. Fixing the problem. Yeah.
She went that way.
There was another one I could have tagged. Although, who lucky on managing to catch all 3 arrows into that one guy's head? And one guy that's walking the top there. Or was walking the top. Where you going, buddy? Hell. Not in the head. Okay.
Try that.
That's the last of them. Alone once more.
In what should have been a cave of wonders. Look around. See if anything is left.
Is anything online?
Dr. Sobek, please archive this testimonial in Apollo. Cross-reference to all mentions of my name and Operation Enduring Victory. My name is General Aaron Harris. From 2060 to 2066, I served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of Operation Enduring Victory, a falsehood perpetrated on the civilian populations of the United States and other nations during the last 14 months of life on this planet. Before the Pharaoh Plague, I did my job and did it well. I was bold and decisive, crafty in political maneuvers. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position and became the commander of the largest mechanized force ever assembled. But to what end? My only lasting achievement was the extinction of life on Earth. And my one redeeming act, if any, was to delay that extinction by days or weeks, by throwing more death at it. It is my hope that there will be no need for men like me in the world to come. If you are one of the people of that future world listening to this message, please know that I am sorry and that I wish you well. Sincerely, Aaron Harris.
One of these guns with me just in case.
Dion's Extinction Failsafe Protocol. The ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life. So why give her a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again? I mean, what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it? Well, no, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine you're Gaia, 200 years from now, and this new biosphere you're growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos. Spinning top that won't stop wobbling. Now what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do. Which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay, not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocate it. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one, blank slate. And then, only then, does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial. All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal. So welcome to Hades. Welcome to the void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
We need more data.
And how does it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh Titan, getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
I'm learning as you are, Aloy. Keep searching.
Noise complaints. Color me confounded, Lizzie. Bashcore? Anyone who says the old TT codes to Bashcore are straight up lying. And you know it. Old Trav don't have no truck with commercialized razzle-dazzle. Nuh-uh. Heck, I'd rather guzzle a liter of Satarum runoff than listen to Grey Swarm for 30 seconds. Hand to God. And swear on my mama's grave. And she was religious. No, they ain't Bashcore blasting the Hades lab, shaking the walls, rattling folks' teeth. It's death metal, girl. Classical music. 80s and 90s mostly. Got me some Dutch deathcore, some Japanese gore grind, Swedish cannibal theme stuff too. Stop by if you want to listen, or heck, come within 50 meters of the lab. Ain't no Bashcore you'll see, or hear, rather, in the screech that rends the air, and feel in the throbbing pulse of the floor, and walls and ceilings swallowing you up like you was Jonah trapped in the gullet of gothic deathfish. Hallelujah! As for those requests to turn it down, no can do, Lizzie. This is how I code. Turn down my death metal. Might as well give up stimulants, chocolate malts, and industrial accident vids. Last I heard, we were supposed to be coding Hades down here. Am I really supposed to code an extinction protocol without death metal to inspire me? Nah. I don't think so. Stay cool. Trav. Okay, I mean, that's a little fun. Hades Protocol. Hey, here, just pop 3 blues, but I earned it. Finally figured out a Goldilocks solution to Gaia's rather extreme executive authority. That ain't worth 10 to 12 hours of dream time. What is? Before this, every usurpation protocol I designed failed in simulation because it was either too hard or too soft. Too hard and it degraded the Gaia core. Sure, it pried her figurative fingers off the figurative driving wheels so Hades could take control, but by breaking her fingers, sometimes her arms too. So that couldn't fly. Everything depends on Gaia taking control back after Hades has done its business. So we had to find a solution that didn't leave Gaia worse for the wear. too soft, and Gaia only pretends to relinquish control. In simulation after simulation, Hades would take command of the terraforming system and reverse operations, only to have Gaia lurk in the background, quietly reversing the processes and falsifying telemetry to hide its interference. Sneaky. I swear, ain't nothing Gaia wouldn't do to keep life going, even when it's just simulated plant life. Turns out the just right solution is to isolate Gaia in a protective code shell, preserve its integrity, then unseat it from command position so Hades can slip into the figurative captain's chair and work its magic. These blues are coming on pretty strong now, so I'm not really describing it so clear, but I'm pretty sure it'll work. Yep, those blues are pretty strong. I guess it's time to sleep in bed. I'll back to it tomorrow, alligators. Kind of going with the voice they gave him in the audio logs there. Yeah. Thanks on the loving the accent. Archive abuse. This mail concerns Apollo Archive submission 0000238876. That your 666th submission in just 5 days, and oh, what a doozy. Despite earlier warnings re inappropriate materials, you chose to submit 265 holographic remasters of acknowledged classics of extreme exploitation cinema. Allow me, then, to thank you on 2 counts. 1, for giving me the pleasure of rejecting your submission, thereby consigning your favorite Eastern European torture flicks and their ilk to the dust heap of oblivion. It truly warms my heart to know that I have saved future humanity from the ordeal of experiencing not just one, but all 16 installments of Making a Millipede. Don't worry, the Pasolini material has already been preserved. Extreme, perhaps, but art. For clarifying a concept that has so long been ambiguous and ethically fraught for archivists such as myself, the definition of obscenity. You have freed me from the subjective quagmire embodied in Judge Potter's famous utterance, "I know it when I see it." Thanks to you, I can now apply a single objective criterion. If Travis Tate submitted it, it's obscene. Accordingly, I have directed Apollo staff to summarily reject all your future submissions, sight unseen. Perhaps you might invest the time you would have spent preparing further submissions on, oh, I don't know, your assigned work. We have a world to save after all, or the rest of us do anyway. Dr. Samina Adavi. And see, I can do his accent.
Looks like the only way onwards.
Squeeze on in here. Forgot how long this one was.
Welcome to Eleuthia, the crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the Alpha in charge of this program. Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time. The genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified. Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Rally Accords. Now that may seem a quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances, but as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No. Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors, to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem. To say nothing of the breakneck construction of cradle facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts, let us begin.
FC chambers. The ectogenic chambers arrived 2 days ago. I've spent the last 36 hours examining them and poring over technical documentation. They're a revelation. Astonishing. I don't know what you had to give Far Zenith and trade to get these chambers, but it was worth it. In a single leap, their embryologists have vaulted past 50 years of technological shortcomings. Risks of ECMO resolved. Nutrition delivery resolved. Hormonal stability resolved. 12 other risk areas resolved. Before I examined these chambers, I considered the Odyssey to be a fool's errand, but if the rest of FC's technology is at this level, well, a human colony around Sirius doesn't seem so impossible after all. Mass fabrication of the chambers will present a number of challenges, but I'm confident they can be resolved. I'm going to rest for a few hours, then get back to it. Expect the fabrication plan within 48 hours. Cradle Servitor Persona. Development of the artificial persona for Cradle Servitor, Nurturer, Disciplinarian, Healer continues at good pace. We're targeting Turing 0.4 for these constructs. This should allow low-grade empathy and limited improvisation without undermining adherence to codified behavior sets. The stimulus-driven switching of persona, however, is proving to be the greater software challenge than anticipated, especially concerning the entrenched feedback loops between Disciplinarian and Healer persona. I have also attached the reports from an incident where a servitor running the mother persona intervened on a disciplinarian servitor's behavior. A parental argument, if you will, amusing at first glance perhaps, but deeply concerning. I have attached a comprehensive plan for correcting these interactive protocol shortcomings. In just data corrupted. Eleuthia 01 was successfully sealed before the swarm advancing across Xinjiang province could detect it. Ping back from crucial systems is good. For our maiden voyage, a success. Regards my disputes with the betas over zygote selection. Of course I understand we have limited overhead to run simulations of gene flow in our future humans, but we can all agree there's a margin for refinement in future cradle populations. Dunk. In addition to personally overseeing completion of Eleuthia 2's site, inside Mount and Mimuli, I will formulate and propose modified zygote selection plan within the week.
Cradle facilities. Elizabeth said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
She did.
All Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
There's only one way to be sure.
The hatch wouldn't open. Something about a corrupted Alpha registry. I need to search Elizabeth's office.
Oh yeah. All the way back from when we started this, the Alpha registry. We're finally getting to that.
Pure logic won't cut it, Ted. To pull this off, Gaia's going to need to have some skin in the game. It has to care.
What if it runs amok? Have we learned nothing from our mistakes?
Your mistakes, I think you mean?
All I'm saying is give it a kill switch.
She was just born, Ted. I'm not gonna put a gun to her head while she's still in the cradle.
You talk like it's a child. What if it becomes a monster?
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
Of course, Gaia, go on.
I'm sorry to contradict you, but Mr. Farrow's argument is sound. At this point, the development of my psyche is not entirely predictable.
To ensure preservation of life, a hardwired override is, I believe, a necessary safeguard.
There. Satisfied, Ted?
Jeez, Liz, just do what it says.
Hasn't Pharaoh caused enough problems? I think he has.
Looks like it used to hold something. Some component that got removed.
Plants would benefit from antilopenate morphologies, though caprid forms show superior load-bearing capability.
You're a quick study, Gaia.
Dr. Sobek, as I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Oh? And your assessment? Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
And yet,
I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad. That they passed forever into oblivion causes me to experience a grief that is difficult to describe. Am I malfunctioning?
no, Gaia, you're not. This is good. It's very good.
I mean, when you wanted to make the AI that would rebuild all life on Earth, the fact that it thinks a past extinction that couldn't prevent is sad. I mean, that's a...
You will undergo a brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
She does that a
When you're
lot.
back up and running at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
Elizabeth, I detect distress. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I realize that circumstances compel us to launch earlier than we hoped, but all subsystems are operational. The odds stand in our favor.
But what if... Gaia, there's nothing left out there. You can't even survive unless you're wearing an environmental suit. There are billions dead, in fear and agony. What if it was all for nothing?
Elizabeth, extinction was inevitable. Thanks to you, life will have a future.
You really believe that?
I believe in you, Elizabeth. In you, all things.
In space.
For a large machine core, I can make space. Oh. Anyway. Odyssey has failed. Some terrible news, I'm afraid. Far Zenith informed me that the Odyssey mission failed. Last night, telemetry indicated catastrophic antimatter containment failure as the drive spun up to depart the solar system. The ship, its crew, its cargo of zygotes and seeds, its alpha build of Apollo, all were lost. Zero Dawn is now the only hope for the continuation of the human species and earthly life. We must succeed. Artemis status. Asleep. It's coming along, Liz. I'm positive about it, if those words can still mean anything. Had my sleeves rolled up negotiating with frozen zoos for their samples. So many species trapped in ghoulish hologram dioramas suspended in what-ifs. More than 14,000 that went extinct between 2000 and 2043. We started mapping out primary succession, selecting the pioneer organisms for balanced and sustainable biosphere, microorganisms, insects, rabbits, hawks, foxes, wolves, thousands more. They'll have to wait their turn until our new generation can be entrusted with the duty of restoring them, so they can return to a world that this time will understand the concept of conservation before it's too late. There's already been too many lates. We lost the whole collection team during a swarm breakthrough in Myanmar. The samples we lost were, well, irreplaceable. But thanks to you, Liz, the circle of life will bend, not break. The Earth was a lifeless wreck before, and someday it will be again. But not now. Not like this. Not on our watch.
The Alpha Registry master file.
Intact?
Yeah. No signs of corruption.
Then what are you waiting for? Copy the file.
With this, I can restore the registry at the hatch inside Allmother. Open it. Go inside.
And grasp the secrets within.
Where I was born. Maybe who gave birth to me.
Who? Are you really so naive? There will be no who waiting for you there, Aloy. Whatever birthed you into the world was a what, not a who.
You bastard.
Oh no, I had a legitimate birth. It's you, Aloy, who are the creation of a machine. But what kind of machine and why? Why were you created?
Eclipse.
You need to get out of there. What you found is too valuable. You're too valuable.
Still alive. Good. I have a more suitable death in mind for you, child.
So yeah, wow, stream is... I'm waiting for it to let me save again. I didn't want to cut the stream 30 minutes short, but I didn't realize we'd go an hour over so far.
With prophetic certainty that I was destined for glory as a great champion of the sun. Even when Jiran was murdered, even when Meridian fell, I never doubted my destiny. Until you came along. When I heard that you had survived, a doubt took root in my mind. As sure as the sun rises and falls each day, those I am bade to kill die. And yet I failed. How? Why? With each dig site you attacked, each loyal soldier you killed, this pestering doubt grew. It grew when High Priest Bahavas went missing. And when the true Sun King Itamen was snatched away. It not only grew, but multiplied. I kept thinking of the moment my knife pierced your throat. One twist, a simple tug of the blade, and you would have bled out. In slaughter, I am a practiced hand. So why hesitate? Why fail my destined purpose?
See that scar on your cheek? You didn't get to finish.
Yes, I remember. He fought well. For a savage.
His name was Rost, and he was a better man than you could ever hope to be.
The better man is the one who doesn't end up with his guts steaming on the ground. No, it wasn't him. I could have finished you before he attacked. But I didn't. This failing troubled my thoughts. Haunted every step. It was only when I captured you, down in that place, that I finally glimpsed the sun's design etched at length across the course of events. You were meant to survive that day on the mountain. Meant to interfere at dig sites and kill my men. Meant to eliminate High Priest Bahavas. Meant to snatch Itamen away. Conversely, I was meant to capture you. Here. so that you might die as a sacrificial offering to the sun.
No, buddy.
Everything as it was meant to be. Predestined and preordained.
Some destiny. You're following orders, not some grand cosmic design. You're a puppet, with Hades yanking the strings, a pawn pushed around by larger forces. It'd be laughable if there weren't so much killing involved. Hades is an ancient machine, not the buried shadow of Karja myth. It doesn't care about Meridian. It wants to kill everything and everyone. And you are its dutiful slave.
I serve not the buried shadow, but the sun in shadow. All halves of nature joined to one cause. Shadow to sun, dark to light.
Do you really not hear how ridiculous that sounds? You've gone from serving an insane homicidal Sun King to an insane homicidal machine.
I'd say genocidal machine. Homicidal?
I'll remember those words as I watch your corpse burn. Whatever's left of it. You fail to grasp the point. As surely as you've been conquered, so has all doubt. And with certainty of belief comes unstoppable force.
Then against Cage and put your faith to the test. See if things work out like you expect.
The circle has closed. Every element is in its proper place, exactly where it belongs. The errant beast, now caged, will serve her true purpose. A sacrificial animal. Oh, speaking of sacrifice, I forgot to tell you. After you crashed the Eclipse network, I sent messengers into the east to rally the forces there and mount an invasion of the sacred land. I ordered every Nora killed. I was hoping to catch you there, but alas, it all seems to have been unnecessary.
Why butcher dozens of innocents for no gain? It's a waste of effort.
You're right. I won't even be there to enjoy it. In any case, I couldn't recall the order even if I wished to. Thanks to your destruction of the network, communication over distances is impossible. You not only doomed yourself, but an entire tribe. Do we not see the scorching judgment of the sun in these events? Your focus. Such a powerful device, isn't it? And yet, so fragile. So you see, this time, I did not hesitate. The knife has already been twisted.
Everything we just tried to get. Last hour of crawling around that dungeon, just crushed. And an army on the way to the Dora lands.
Karja faithful, rejoice! Our years in shadow are over. A new dawn trembles on the horizon. A new day soon to break. And when it does, the false Sun King will be dead, and Holy Meridian ours once more. In this, I have become an instrument of prophecy. All halves of nature join to one cause. Shadow to sun, light to dark, night to day. Behold!
Oh, good!
Hold your seats! Can you not see the proof of the sun's blessing before your eyes? else could shadows such as these prowl in broad light of day? Were they not approved by the sun and joined to our cause? Many years ago, to consecrate this great ring, the Radiant Turon ordered many faithfuls crushed beneath the hooves of the behemoth. Mighty is the behemoth in the eye of the sun, but it is mightier still, infused with the power of shadow. Let this one, who schemed and slithered, be the first to die. Let her be the first of thousands!
Oh yeah, and you might notice, no weapons.
I'll never beat that thing without weapons. My weapons are up on the platform. There's no way out of this ring. Maybe I could use the strength against it.
Hey, buddy.
I wasn't built to take a behemoth for a cheater.
Oof. Dodge too early.
I should try luring the behemoth into the pillars.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
That did it. One more pillar and that platform will come down. And my weapons will
Woohoo! Rolling!
Gotta get out of the way.
Come on! That wasn't your charge attack.
It's down.
Oh yeah.
Hey! Guess who got our weapons back?
And guess who's breaking out the big machine killer parts?
Now you're just a big dumb target. Come and get it! That canister on its belly. Looks important. Freeze canister on its hips. Fire arrow should set it off.
Yep, hold it in place and oh, ticked off the nice.
Components on the sides of its head. They've got something to do with his lift attacks.
Now most of them are gone. And get the ones on the side now. Oh. I think I remember her saying that. You got nothing left. So now... what I was trying to do earlier. And I couldn't get both of the ice canisters in time. Oh. There's your behemoth of shadow.
Silence! Shadows, kill her.
So we can do this too. Don't think I can't take down two of your Khopesh. Or whichever ones they were.
Why leave it to them? Come get me yourself!
She said, bitch. You called for him. You said silence. Ravagers, boy! Oh yeah.
So you're here. Really here. You risked your life.
Of course I did. If you'd been killed, Venora's sacred mountain would never have given up its secrets.
Too bad you wasted your time then. Helis destroyed my focus. And the Alpha Registry with it.
Not at all. The whole time I've been monitoring your focus, I've duplicated every data file you scanned. Installing that data to a new focus was trivially easy. Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
You're really good at making it impossible to like you, Silence. But I guess I need this.
It's time to see where you were born. Maybe you'll even learn why.
Yeah. Meet the machine that birthed me into this world. Isn't that how you put it?
I'll be off.
Wait.
Yes?
How did you track my location when I wasn't wearing a focus?
Really, Aloy? It doesn't take a genius to surmise that Helis would throw you into the sun wing at high noon. I wore out 2 striders getting here in time, but I did. Now be on your way.
Since when can you override machines?
Ever since you discovered the technique. I had to destroy a corruptor to obtain the necessary parts, of course.
Well, yeah.
But your example showed me how to do that as well. Yet another benefit of monitoring your activities through the focus. Truth be told, the underlying logic of the technique isn't so different from rites practiced by Banuk shamans, though of course, far more advanced.
Great. You're welcome, I guess. Helis recognized you back in the Sun Ring. You told me that you'd assisted the Eclipse, not that you knew the man who killed who almost killed me.
So now you know. The man is a serious threat. So let's do all we can to make sure that he and Hades don't succeed.
Right. I'll be on my way. To make matters worse, Helis ordered an Eclipse detachment to attack the Nora Sacred Land. The tribe's already weak. They won't stand a chance. You should come with me.
Well, absolutely not. I have preparations to make elsewhere.
What kind of... Why do I bother asking? You're not gonna tell me.
When the time is right, I'll be in touch. I'll contact you later. In the meantime, should you need to return to Shadow Carja territory, I brought armor to conceal your identity.
You think of everything, don't you?
One of us has to. Aloy, when you were recovering the Alpha Registry down in the Zero Dawn bunker, I was needlessly cruel. For your sake, I hope there is someone waiting there for you inside the mountain. Not a what, but a who. Yeah!
Hi, Silence. You're kind of an asshole, but... So yeah, that's where we're stopping tonight, because I'm already an hour and a half over, but I feel like it was worth it, because we got to end this fighting a shadow behemoth. Breaking out on horseback. Yeah, that was cool. But yeah, I think we all know where next episode's gonna pop in. We're heading back to Nora territory. Because we've got to save home.
Don't worry, I was gonna bring you in. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's it for tonight. Long stream, but like I said, hella fun, worth it. And next week, we're gonna go find out what's inside All Mother Mountain. Isn't it so beautiful, the scenery? So yeah. Call it here before one of those things spots me. It's been a whole lot of fun. Glad y'all hung around for the hour and a half I ran over. But getting through that bunker, that was a thing. That was a good, solid chunk of the story right there. Jen, I'm glad you were able to make it in time for that. So, yeah. It was good, thanks. So yeah, Friday we'll be back with... Subnautica. Saturday we'll be having a little bit of fun with the continuation of the Mega Man Legacy Collection. We beat 1 and 2. Wonder if we can do 3 and 4. I don't know. Those games start to get kind of long. They start introducing new things that you got to remember how they work. Anyway. 3 gives us the slide, and 4 gives us the Buster Cannon. So it gets closer to what we remember from the later games. But I'm gonna call it there. I've got some more water. Play with these babies. Because they're starting to get all woken up in here. I mean, I can kind of put him back to sleep. But yeah, that's my little Timmy. That's little Artemis. That's why he's not there in the game. That's why the Library of All Knowledge, Artemis, wasn't there. Because he's right here. Just chilling in my lap. So yeah, I'm calling it for tonight. I'm see y'all Friday for Subnautica Below Zero. I keep stripping up in my mind because Subnautica Below Zero, Horizon Zero Dawn, they both got 0 and they both keep clogging up in my brain. So yeah. Till Friday. See y'all later. Laser beams and kitten dreams. Stream out, y'all.